Am I the a-hole for saying I need a break after watching my brother and sister-in-law's kids for 10 plus hours? My brother and sister-in-law asked me to fly out to help after they had a new baby. They paid for my plane ticket, which I appreciated, and I genuinely wanted to help. The problem is there was never any conversation about what help actually meant. Since I've been here, I've been watching their two boys from around 6:30 a.m. till about 5 p.m., sometimes later. They'll tell me they'll be done at a certain time, then that time comes and goes, and I'm still the one watching the kids. The last couple of nights, my brother has gone outside by himself to grill for a few hours while I'm left inside with both kids. My sister-in-law has also left me alone with them for a few hours at a time. I came here thinking I'd be helping them. Instead, I feel like I've become the default childcare. Earlier this week, I even went 2 days without showering because I felt like I couldn't step away. Today, after watching the boys since 6:30 that morning, I finally said I need a break. I went upstairs for about an hour while they had the kids and were giving them baths. As I was coming back downstairs, I overheard my sister-in-law say, "I don't understand what's taking so long." I didn't hear the whole conversation, so maybe she wasn't talking about me, but after everything that's happened this week, it definitely felt like she was. The whole trip has left me feeling like I can't just be a guest. Nobody has ever said help yourself when it comes to food, and I don't even know what's okay to eat. I even asked if we could stop at a store so I could buy my own coffee because they don't have drip coffee in the house. I'm guessing they're American and that's kind of not like a coffee percolator or something, where
One of
it's
them must be
just,
put it in the pot and it's dripping
yeah,
down.
yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
thinking.
it must be that. Yeah.
I don't mind helping, that's why I came, but I never agreed to be available all day, every day. To me, there's a huge difference between helping family and becoming unpaid childcare with no clear end to the day. Am I the a-hole for taking an hour for myself after watching their kids all day? No, you're
No.
not.
That's absolutely ludicrous.
It
The
is.
audacity of them.
I know.
The pure audacity. Who do they think they are? Like, actually, who the hell do they think they are? And to be honest with you, if you weren't looking after the kid, they probably wouldn't. That's the only reason you're there.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
Is that?
They've got no interest in you.
No, and it's like a bonus. If you have the kids for an hour or whatever, that's a bonus for them. That's a bonus, and they should be highly grateful for that. No, you have no obligation to look after these children.
Conversation should have happened, shouldn't it? Like, and the fact that they didn't even say, "Oh, let us buy you that coffee."
Exactly, that's great.
Either.
You'd be like going out of your way.
Feeding him either.
Exactly, you'd be going out of your way to make sure they had everything, and you'd be so grateful. And you'd be like, "Oh, let me cook you dinner. Let me provide this. Let me make sure that you don't have to actually sort of put your hand in your wallet for anything because you're basically giving us free childcare. Childcare is expensive as well. Childcare is not cheap."
I know, and I think, what are they doing though? I
What are they
know a
actually
new
doing
baby
this
takes
whole
up time,
time?
but what are they doing all
Yeah.
day? And surely, like their own children, do they not want to spend time with their other children? And surely those children need that bit of time with their parents if there's a new baby in the house.
Exactly.
You have to think of the children that you've already got and be inclusive of them.
Yeah, I mean, you can't trick people. Like, if there was some sort of arrangement made, like, "Oh, can you help us? Like, we need essentially a nanny," because that's what they want.
But then you want free bed and board at least for that.
That's what I'm saying. A conversation could have happened, and then this person could have decided whether that was something that they were willing to do or not.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I think that they basically tricked this person.
I think so, yeah.
And that's highly disrespectful. They could have given her the option initially. Look, this is what we want. This is what we need. Are you willing to do this for this?
Definitely taking this OP for granted, 100%. I'll just have a quick look at some of the comments. Not the a-hole, but you guys need to have an actual conversation about expectations. And someone's replied saying this: there seems to be incorrect assumptions and unmet expectations on both sides. Well, I think it's one-sided personally. Communicate to make everyone's needs clear. Also, and they've kind of put this, they've copied what the person said.
Yeah.
I came here thinking I'd be helping them. Instead, I feel like I've become the default childcare. It sounds pretty
Yeah.
accurate. And you are working some long days for it just to be helping out. Someone else has put, OP is treating this like a generous favour, while the brother and sister-in-law are treating it like free shift labour. This really needs to sit down and map out clear hours so OP gets an actual mental break. Because look how hard it is as well looking after children.
Exactly. I actually think it's harder in a way looking after someone else's kids.
Yeah. And in their home as well.
In their home, in their space, it's someone else's kids. So you're going to literally be like on the ball.
Yeah.
Constant. You're going to be more on the ball when they're not your kid. You actually are. You're going to be more cautious because they're not your kids.
Doesn't sound like
and you don't know
any break either.
Yeah, because if there's your kids and you know, oh, I know my child, I know I can go off and do this for 2 seconds and my child's going to be fine, if you know what I mean. But you don't know those children, so you have to take extra precautions because you don't know how those children react in this scenario or that scenario or how they behave, you know. And yeah, it's just pure insanity. And actually, on a safety level, you're just palming your kids off. Do you even care that much about your kids?
And they must be quite young if they're having to bathe them.
Yeah, exactly. So that's going to be really hectic for OP.
Yeah. And it sounds
that's exhausting.
It does sound like they're young as well, for the fact that OP doesn't seem to be able to really leave them.
No, and like she said, you can't even go and have a shower. So she couldn't have a wash in 2 days. Presumably the parents are going off having washes and you know, meals, whatever they need.
And a baby's not awake for 24 hours, especially a newborn.
A newborn, they sleep quite a lot.
Yeah. In between feeds. So why aren't you caring for your own children?
Yeah.
And why does it require both of them? Why does it require both the, you know, if she's a nursing mother, okay, might need to nap when the newborn's napping, but at the same time that the other, the husband doesn't need to.
Yeah, exactly. There's 2 parents here.
There's 2 parents.
There's 2 parents. So why is it down to someone else?
Yeah, they're just taking advantage.